Well, hello, my darlings. You didn't think I was going to leave the month of April without bringing you a new tutorial, did you? Oh, nay, nay. I do have a new one for you, and I have been on this little easel kick for a while. So I've been perusing, and I found some different ideas, and I decided to do this cute little drawer gatefold box. So you have two drawers at the bottom, and then you just lift the top portion up. Boom, you have this cute little box where you can add all sorts of little goodies. This bad boy measures 4 by 4 around, and it is about 4 inches in height, maybe. Just kidding, it could be 2 inches, but either way, I hope you do enjoy this. I did use the Marigold collection for this first one that I'm showing you, and we are going to play with the New Day collection. So if you are interested, make sure you stick around, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. So starting off, we're going to do the covers for our boxes. They are going to be kind of a matchbook style, and these measure at 5 by 7. And always remember, I do have the cutting and scoring guides down below in the description box for you. And that way it can be a lot easier for you to follow along and then go ahead and work on the project yourself. So I am starting to cut out some little tabby portions of the little squares. The first one on the right and then the middle I leave, and then I cut off completely the square on the left side, and I am going to go ahead and join those 1 inch portion to the other side together. And I'm going to repeat this on my other piece. And so that you are aware, I do have all my stuff pretty much pre-matted, so then that way it saves on my editing time, and that way I can slow my videos down a little bit more for you guys. I can't always do it in real time, but I also want to make sure that I at least slow it down just a smidgen, because you know I really hate long videos. Gosh. So I have my first one, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat it on my second one here. Now that I have my two covers formed, I am going to adhere them together. So of course the sides that I do not have matted, I am going to apply my glue and then adhere them together. I do have two pieces that are cut out at 4 by 4. This is going to be my top covering piece and my bottom covering piece to completely join these two pieces together. So then that way it can be one cohesive look. So I'm applying my glue. Of course, I haven't had anything to do with putting it completely together yet. So whichever one you want to be your top or your bottom. So I added my glue, and I add my 4 by 4 piece, and then I'm going to apply my glue to the top portion and then apply my other 4 by 4 piece. And then I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that everything is smoothed down. Now we're going to work on the actual boxes themselves. These are 3 7/8 by 5 7/8, and I have them scored at 1 on all sides. And you know what? This is just going to be a regular basic box formation. You guys do know I have a tendency of cutting my tabs into pinwheel format, but you can go ahead and do it however you like, but that is just how I do mine. So we're going to go ahead and form our boxes. The next piece is going to be our easel mechanism, and this is 4 by 4.5, and I'm going to cut off little notches on the ends of my little 1/2 inch portion, and I'm actually folding this in half. Well, technically what would be in half, so you're actually just folding it up to that score line of that 4.5 inch side, and then I'm folding that tab and I'm going to apply it to my box. Now I'm going to apply it where it's going on the outside because I will be covering it up with my pattern paper. And so I am applying my glue and then adding that on. Now our next piece will be the actual gatefold cover, and this measures 8 1/8 by 10 1/4. And you see how I have my pieces already pre-matted. So the portion that is not matted, we are going to completely remove that. So it's going to be pretty much like a 4 sector portion, but we're leaving this long piece at the top here merely because it's going to be a covering, and this covering is going to help avoid anything falling out when you put pieces into the box that we are going to later form. So now I'm just folding up on my score lines, and that leftover tab piece there that you still see in the yellow, I'm going to round the corners and then I'm going to go ahead and mat that. I'm adding glue to that front part section of our easel mechanism, and of course I didn't do it to the back portion, and I'm going to line this up so that it matches it to the bottom. Now the last portion will be our box pocket, I guess you would say. It's more of a box shape, so that's why I kind of call it that. I'm going to fold up on the score lines, and this measures to be 3 1/2 by 7. And so there are 4 little tabs at the bottom here. On the first line of my score, I am going to cut all the way to the second score line, and then I am cutting off the piece, like I'm completely cutting off the bottom little rectangle piece, but leaving the little middle tab, as you can see. And I am going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm going up to the second score line, and then for the next one, I'm going up to the second score line, completely removing the little bottom tab, removing the little small rectangle, but keeping that little middle tab there. And I'm just kind of cutting little notches and cutting just a small little section off at the same time. And then once I have that, I am going to pull in those tabs, and I am going to adhere it together to the sides. So you are kind of forming a box, but this is actually a pocket. It's just a little bit more sturdy, and if you want to go ahead and make it like an accordion pocket, by all means go for it. But this is just what I had sketched up. And then after I do that, I am just adding some glue, so then that way I can just kind of keep my box formation. You don't have to do this, but I know there's sometimes that people have a hard time with keeping their tabs in its place as they are trying to place it on to their project. So if you just want to add a little smidget of glue to hold your tabs together while you get it all set and ready, by all means go for it. And then once I had that done, I added my glue and I added it to my little gatefold piece here, and then I'm just using my bone folder to adhere it down. And that is it, my friends. We are done from here, and it's all about the decorating, and it all depends on really how you are going to decorate it. Before you add your base piece for matting to keep your boxes together, you can go ahead and add ribbon or twine or whichever to use as a tie mechanism to hold everything in place. Or again, like I said, it all depends on how you end up decorating it, because this one here with the New Day collection, it folds down pretty flat and doesn't like go crazy, whereas my marigold one, it did have a little bit more to it, so I did add some seam binding to help keep it closed. But it's all you, boo. You do what you would like to do. And yeah, I just think it's really cute, a fun way to add some fun goodies to your crafty friend, or even something you can make for Mother's Day that's right around the corner. So I do hope you enjoyed this project and give it a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.